What's up guys, JV2017 here, and I am bringing you a new Fallout 4 tips and tricks video. And this time we're going to talk about alcohol and all of the effects and benefits that come along with consuming it. Just a quick reminder guys, this is your hub for daily Fallout 4 content on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned on my channel for daily Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. Today I'm sharing my ultimate guide for alcohol in this game. So we'll talk about what alcohol is and how it is useful, some common types of alcohol that you'll find and their effects, and finally the addiction chances associated with alcohol and how to remove addiction. So if you watched my chems guide earlier this week, you will see some familiar information there, but there's plenty new to learn about alcohol, so you should find something new in this video as well. Let's start with a basic definition of what alcohol is in this game. So it is a consumable item found under the aid category on your Pip-Boy, and it provides temporary stat effects that not only boost your stats, but also reduce others. If you were to compare chems and alcohol side by side, they both give you a stat boost. However, alcohol does give you a little reduction as well. So with chems, you only get a boost. It's only the good stuff. With alcohol, you do have to deal with a stat reduction. However, you can use that to your advantage. And similarly to chems, you will have to deal with addiction. There's a chance to cause addiction with each time you actually consume alcohol. And then if you are addicted, you'll have to deal with withdrawal symptoms unless you're able to get cured. And that's something we'll talk about later in this video. But you may be wondering, why do I want to pick up alcohol? What is the real advantage or benefit from picking it up if it does reduce your stats? Well, in general, all alcohol will increase your strength and decrease your intelligence. This is the same across all alcohol, except there are some different variations mixed in there. Also, most of them will increase your charisma. So with all of that in mind, the obvious benefits are, obviously, this is useful for melee characters because of that increase in strength. If you're running a melee character and you want to run the risk of getting addicted, or maybe you take Party Boy, which is the perk we'll talk about later, then this is definitely useful for melee. All alcohol will be, because it will increase your strength no matter what. However, there are varying different degrees of increasing that strength. Say you need a little extra carrying weight when you want to pick something up and you've got some alcohol in your Pip-Boy in your inventory, you can take that. That'll increase your carrying weight if you don't have a Rad Stag steak, for example. Additionally, you may not have enough charisma just from your base special stats to pass a speech check. Alcohol can help with that if the certain kind of alcohol does increase your charisma. Also, charisma is helpful for selling items for extra caps or buying them for less caps. You'll save caps and have more caps in your inventory that way. And then finally, decreasing intelligence always sounds like a bad thing, and it's the same across all types of alcohol. However, decreasing your intelligence can actually amplify the effects of Idiot Savant. So you may want to just take a swig of alcohol right before you turn in a quest to increase, the effects of Idiot Savant if it procs from that quest. So there are a ton of different kind of uses for alcohol within this game. You just kind of have to keep those in the back of your mind while you're playing. There are many different types of alcoholic beverages out in the Commonwealth. We're just going to cover kind of the basic ones here in this video. So there's beer, bourbon, Gwinnett, which is kind of a brand of beer we'll talk about, rum, vodka, whiskey, and wine. Pretty much the basics there in this game. So beer and Gwinnett. So Gwinnett is, I believe it's like a brand within the Commonwealth of a type of beer. So you'll find like Gwinnett Ale, Gwinnett Stout, all different kinds of, brews of beer will be there in the game, but they are all beer. So the benefits that you'll get from beer and Gwinnett will be +1 strength and charisma, and then -1 intelligence across the board. Moving on, bourbon is interesting because it increases your endurance by 1. This is the only alcohol that'll do that, while also increasing your charisma and reducing your intelligence by 1. So there's no, strength increase with bourbon. However, if you're kind of in a pickle and you have some bourbon on you, it will increase your health by taking that endurance, so that could be helpful as well. Rum is another interesting choice because it increases your agility and strength by 1. So you've got agility kind of going on there while decreasing your intelligence by 1 as always. So rum would be a nice choice for an agility strength-based character. For example, Dictits over on our live stream on Twitch, kind of a sneak melee character. Strength and agility are, important parts of that build, so that would be nice for a sneak melee character. Vodka increases your max HP by 25 and also gives you +1 strength while reducing your intelligence by 1. Just an additional option, some survivability kind of like bourbon mixed in there. Whiskey will increase your strength by 2, which is interesting. So you don't get that charisma or, another additional kind of stat bonus, but you do get 2 strength with whiskey and also reducing your intelligence by 1. So obviously this is going to be helpful for your melee based characters Also, if you need some extra carrying weight, there's whiskey for you. Finally, wine will increase your maximum AP by 15, so you'll have some more action points to deal with in combat, as well as increasing your strength by 1 and reducing your intelligence by 1 as well. When looking at how long these things will last you, it depends on the type of alcohol that you are taking. So beer, Gwinnett, and wine will last you 3 minutes, while bourbon, rum, vodka, and whiskey will last you 4 minutes. So the stronger stuff will last longer, while the weaker stuff lasts a little bit less long, but I wouldn't really worry about that. I would just look at the statistical boost that you get with each type of alcohol and really just pick from there. Unfortunately, you can't craft any of the alcoholic beverages that I just mentioned. However, you can craft one at the cooking station, and it's called the Dirty Wastelander, which is an interesting name there. So this is going to give you +3 strength, so that's a lot of strength, +1 charisma, and then -2 intelligence. So essentially you're going to need 1 mute fruit. It's called mute fruit, not mutt fruit, because it's a mutant fruit. 1 Nuka-Cola, and 2 whiskey to make one of these. So it's kind of like an enhanced version of whiskey because it gives you, +3 strength, which is more strength than normal, while reducing your intelligence by a little bit more than normal, and then also adding charisma into the mix. So this is a very potent beverage for you to drink out in the Commonwealth, and if you take Party Boy, it's even more powerful, and we'll talk more about that in just a minute. First, we need to look at addiction. So addiction is something you're gonna have to deal with when you are drinking alcohol. There is a lot less of a chance to get addicted compared to chem. So most of the alcoholic beverages in the Commonwealth will have a 5% addiction chance to get you addicted, and once you are, you'll have to deal with the withdrawal symptoms if you're not able to keep taking the alcohol. Of course, it works just like in real life. If you're addicted to something and you keep taking it, you're okay, but if you're not able to take it, if you run out of that alcohol, you will have to suffer from the withdrawal symptoms. If you are addicted to something and are not able to keep up your habit, you will have those symptoms that will reduce your stats. So it kind of depends on the alcohol that you're taking, but they're pretty much similar across the board. And if you want to check exactly, how things are affecting you, you need to go to the stats screen on your Pip-Boy and then click whatever button, whatever console you're on to show effects at the bottom of the screen, and that'll tell you, exactly how these withdrawal symptoms are affecting you. There are some exceptions to that addiction chance. For example, Bob Rob's Best Moonshine, which is made by the brothers in the Dugout Inn at Diamond City, has a 15% chance of getting you addicted because it's moonshine. It's a lot stronger. And also the Dirty Wastelander that we just talked about has a 10% chance of getting you addicted. So a few things to know about addiction are that the chance is applied every time that you drink, and it will not stack. So if you drink like 10, drinks in a row, it's going to recalculate at 5% or whatever the addiction chance is for that particular beverage every single time. It's not going to stack on top of each other. However, you can take multiple types of alcohol at once and take advantage of multiple effects at the same time. So, for example, if you were to drink vodka for the extra strength, and bourbon for the extra endurance, and rum for the extra agility, you would benefit from all those at the same time. The thing that won't happen is the effects will not stack on top of each other. So you get -1 intelligence from all of those. You're not gonna have -3 intelligence by taking all of those at once. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. There are several options available if you want to cure your addiction and not deal with the withdrawal symptoms, or you're just not able to keep up your habit and you'd rather kick it. The first one I would recommend is to visit a doctor. So Dr. Soon is in Diamond City, and he's just to the right when you enter the market, and he'll only charge you 75 caps to remove your addiction. It is dirt cheap. That's the first thing I would recommend. However, if you're lucky enough or resourceful enough, you may find 2 things. You may find a refreshing beverage or a dick doll out in the world. So these things will remove your addictions just by drinking them, which is really helpful. You could also craft the refreshing beverage at a chem station. The materials are a little expensive. They require stim packs, which I don't really like, but you could also just find these things out in the world. You can also buy a dick doll, but I really wouldn't recommend it because Dr. Soon sells it. Usually you'll find it on doctors, and most of the time they can just cure you for 75 caps. So it does not make sense to buy a dick doll. I would only, find it out in the world and use it to cure your addictions. Apparently you can just quit alcohol cold turkey and wait for long enough and your addiction will go away just like in real life. However, I haven't, through my experiences with the game, seen this happen before to me, so I can't confirm that it happens, but I'm sure some of you guys in the comments will tell me indeed that you can wait for these effects to go away. But honestly, if you are, tired of these withdrawal symptoms, I would just go to Diamond City, pay 75 caps, and be done with it. Now let's talk about the one alcohol related perk in the perk chart, and that is Party Boy. So Party Boy requires Charisma 7, so it's way down at Charisma 7, and it completely eliminates your addiction chance with the first rank. So that's all you need to invest. You do have to get down to Charisma 7 in order to get to it. However, just 1 point and you'll get no addiction chance with alcohol, which is great already. Rank 2 will double the effects of alcohol, which is awesome. So for example, with the Wastelander, the Dirty Wastelander, you'll get 6 strength out of that when you have Party Boy, which is just crazy. And then the final rank increases luck by 3 while you're under the influence of alcohol. So if you have the 3rd rank, you can pretty much take every single alcohol that I mentioned in this video and add 3 luck to it, and it's just a really strong perk. I think it's really good if you're willing to invest the points to get down to charisma and actually utilize it by taking alcohol all of the time. It'll probably be kind of annoying to, keep up with that, constantly taking it. However, it's really good for a low intelligence idiot savant build like I mentioned before. Party Boy is just a great perk if you're willing to invest the time into it. Here are just a few extra things to remember when you're taking alcohol. When you're comparing it to chems, there's a lower addiction chance, so I would say you could use alcohol out in the world a lot more liberally than you would with drugs. You don't have to worry as much about getting addicted. You will get addicted if you binge them. However, there's no reason to binge it because they don't really stack. So compared to chems, I would use them a little more liberally when you're playing the game. Also, don't forget that alcohol is your friend if you are taking Idiot Savant. It will lower your intelligence, which increases your chance of Idiot Savant proccing, and thus increasing the general average experience that you're gonna get from anything that you do in the game. So alcohol is really good to use when you are taking Idiot Savant. Finally, there is a Protectron named Buddy that's living in the basement of the Shamrock Tap House, which is a location in the game, kind of like a brewery. And if you go down there, he can actually brew Gwinnett kind of, alcoholic beverages using the holotape recipes that are found all around the world, pretty much in bars and breweries in the Commonwealth. So this is kind of a cool little alcohol related thing. If you guys are interested, you can go down there, meet Buddy, and he will brew you some Gwinnett. I'd like to know, after watching this video, will you use alcohol in your adventures? Is this something that your character, will react well to? Is it going to be helpful for you? Let me know what you guys think about alcohol in general. And also, do you think that Party Boy is worth 7 charisma? Honestly, I think it is, but for some people, it may be only a thing that you consider if you're already running a charisma character. So share all of your thoughts in the comments below. Alright guys, today I shared everything you need to know about alcohol in Fallout 4, and next time we will cover more Fallout on my channel, so stay tuned for daily Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos, and remember that this is your hub for Fallout 4 content on YouTube. If you learned something new, remember to hit that like button, I would really appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe for more unique weapon guides, build guides, and general tips and tricks videos. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.